に合わせて叫べ勝利の雄たけびを秘密戦隊ゴレム忍者
Chapter 24, Double Takeru. In the last episode, Red Mask has become Gido Red Mask, much to the dismay of his teammates. Everybody is trying to reach out to him, only to discover that his mind has been blocked. Shinkenger Red tried to reason out, but failed. He was beaten as well. "Takeru, no!" shouted Mako, who was also defeated previously. Shinkenger Red reverted back to Takeru Shiba, weakened. "Sorry guys, I tried," said Takeru Shiba in his frustration. The rest of the Maskmen were also knocked down, but Momoko stood firm, motivated to free Gido Red Mask from his curse. Perhaps they were meant to be for each other in the end. "Takeru, open your eyes now. It's me, Momoko. Don't you remember me? Takeru, snap out of it," said Pink Mask. Pink Mask dehensioned to her own risk. She was once again Momoko, standing helplessly, hoping Takeru could just look straight into her eyes. She said, "Look into my eyes, Takeru. It's me, Momoko, your comrade." Gido Red Mask was left in a little bit of a daze. In his mind, he was like a little child reciting the name Momoko. He stood there for a while Samurai Doubler attacked. But his dark side, especially from his childhood, had resurfaced. "You know, maybe I can have a little bit of fun with you," said Takeru as he groped Mako. "What are you doing, Takeru? Are you out of your mind?" "Takeru, remember me," said Momoko. "You're but a nuisance. I won't let your death be so easy," said Takeru as he morphed back to becoming Gido Red Mask. "Takeru, please remember who you are," Momoko tearfully pleaded as she stood still. "I don't have any friends. For messing with my mind, I get to kill you myself in any way I please," said Gido Red Mask. "Takeru," said Momoko as tears fell from her eyes. Meanwhile, Kaoru was escorted by the other Shinkengers via the Shiba train. She took Satoru with her just in case she needed a bodyguard and somebody to take over while she does the ceiling character. She was with Director Shigata, who was pretty shocked that they were indeed from the future. "I've known your family, but I've never dreamt that they would have a daughter and a shadow warrior. I can't believe I'm talking to somebody not of this time who isn't born yet," said Director Shigata. "Not as much time to explain. I need you to meditate for me and the other Shinkengers. It may be our last shot at them. I need to seal that crack, or all Gido will be unleashed prematurely," said Kaoru. "Very well then, I will do everything I can to fight the forces of evil," said Director Shigata. Kaoru and her forces entered the Shiba train to Mount Ozuri to get rid of the Gido crack before all Gido will spill out. They had to think of a battle strategy to enter the mountain. "Looks like we'll need to move quietly into the mountain and destroy the spell that's affecting the whole city of Tokyo," said Kaoru. "I guess these vassal attires will have to do," said Satoru. Back to the heroes. Momoko looked so pathetic trying to reach out to Takeru Shiba while being put in some selves they created themselves. They were caught by the Nanshi, Uglers, and Bibidi soldiers. Flurious was still trapped in the chambers of Mount Ozuri, caught in the stone, releasing much cold mist into the air. "Oh, these crosses will do well. The perfect resting place for them tomorrow," said Bladeron, who had a fun time polishing them. Akumaro prepared his rifle squad, ready to kill the others. "Ho, ho, 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 ho. Now I'll definitely have their graves marked with their blood. This'll be fun to watch," said Akumaro. "Not to mention, this is Radigan preferred means of killing rebellious people," said Bladeron. Meanwhile, Kyros was going to get a little bit of payment for his services. "You sure you want to keep one of the girls for yourself? That Mako is one treacherous vixen, if you ask me," said Bladeron. "That's what will make her more exciting for me to own, just as Ial is to be my trophy. She'll do well for my treasure collection. It's fun to hold someone against their will, and them they fight to be free. Thieves, after all, don't take what is theirs. They take from others against their will," said Kyros, pointing to Mako. Mako was horrified as she was dragged by Kyros against her will. She was still in chains and in a very horrified manner. "You're a lot hotter than that girl I want to have. The reason why you're getting spared tomorrow is because I own you now as my treasure," said Kyros, as he held Mako's chin, only to spit at him. He tried to bribe her with all the gold he stole, but she refused. "I won't give in to the likes of you, Kyros," said Mako. "Hey, you stay away from her, you fiend," said Takeru Shiba. Ah, so I got another Takaru for a rival standing in the way of what I want. No matter he'll die tomorrow. It'd be fun to see another Takaru as my rival, though. But really, what a waste, said Kiros. Takaru, still under Gido influence, was pretty messed up. Not ever since Momoko spoke into his very mind, his very soul, and his very being. He was sharpening his sword, yet he felt he should not execute Momoko tomorrow. Momoko's voice still kept ringing in his ears. What's the matter, Takaru? Said Akumuro. That girl. I believe I know her from somewhere, said Takaru. You don't know her. You're just imagining things. If you do personally slay her, your mind will be clear, said Akumuro. Finally, it was time for daybreak. At the fields below, Mako was chained by the neck, her eyes filled with tears as she saw her friends tied to crosses, ready to be shot by the Nanchi. Takaru was now transformed into Gido Shinken Red. Only Momoko was not bound to a cross as she was to watching the others die. Momoko, thank you so much for your friendship, said Haruka. If I died, tell my mother I died happily, said Akira. Takaru Shiba was deep breathing on his cross. He was seeing the others, Carlos, Justin Stewart, and Ran, all losing hope. Well, pretty girl, you really pissed me off. I will make your death so painful, said Takaru under Gido influence. Takaru, I beg you to remember who you are. Enough prattle. I will torture you later. Right now it's important she suffers the agony of messing with my mind. I have other ways to torture her, said Takaru as he transformed into Gido Shinken Red and did an upskirt on her, causing her to scream. Takaru, this is not you, said Momoko. This is me now. I am with them, said Gido Shinken Red. Good suggestion to that, Gido Red Mask, said Bladeoran. Mako, farewell. I love you, said Takaru Shiba. Mako heard those words from Takaru Shiba. She had been waiting for him to say that ever since they got closer, no matter how awkward or how they banged each other hard. But will she end up becoming Kiros' possession? Kiros was fondling her Shido phone to her disgust. At the United Alliance of Evil headquarters, Radiguet had just finished gunning down some people for refusing to submit to him. Trenza was involved in calling the shots. The Griams and Aneroids were drawing their rifles at frightened prisoners. Fire, said Trenza. The Griams and Aneroids began firing down at several European resistance forces who were chained to crosses. Radiguet gave a smirk. That should do well to what I do to traitors. Well, they're starved enough judging how skinny they've become, said Radiguet. Well, sire, I've done as you asked, said Trenza. Good, Trenza. I do hope you know what I do to traitors. I might gun you myself, said Radiguet. I understand, sire, said Trenza. Those traitors. I will kill them by the numbers in painful waves. Europe is my territory now, and I won't let the Super Sentai forces take it away, said Radiguet. Just then, Radiguet entered into the room and got a message from Bladeoran. He turned on the communicator screen 1. Sire, we are about to execute them, said Bladeoran. Good, said Radiguet. Carry on with the execution. I will see the end of the Super Sentai and Power Rangers here. As the Nancy soldiers were prepared to fire, the other Shinkengers, led by Kaoru, were there. They transformed into their fighting forms. Shinken Gold moved fast as he could to free the others from the crosses as they were bound to. I thought I'd be dead already, said Kenta in relief. What the Shinkengers, said Akumuro. Team, we would have gone to Mount Ozuri immediately, but we can't lose them, said female Shinken Red. She drew the character for strength to strengthen the weakened ones. Mako broke free of Kiros' chain and she joined back with Takaru Shiba tearfully. Takaru, I thought I lost you forever, said Mako. Mako, now's not the time for that. We must fight them. All right, team, prepare to transform, said Takaru Shiba. There stood Shinken Red, Black Space Ranger, Blue Turbo Ranger, Geki Yellow, and Shinken Pink. Onore, said Gido Red Mask. Drat, said Akumuro. It could have been a happy execution site. Takaru, if I can't have you back nicely, I'll have to fight you, said Momoko, who morphed into Pink Mask in rage. The other Maskmen did their aura mask too, hoping to beat sense into Takaru. Let it be so, pretty girl, said Gido Shinken Red. Now, female Shinken Red entered with her vassals and her appointed bodyguard for now, Boken Red to enter into the mountains to find where the crack is. Meanwhile, Flurious' anger allowed him to break free of the stone trap, but there was still enough coldness as long as he lived to allow the Gido to conquer without much hindrance. Just watch out, everybody. Here comes the future ruler of the universe, said Flurious. You're all going to hail Flurious. Radiguet, you better bow to me now. The crack was still open. Female Shinken Red was now preparing the sealing character while the other Shinkengers battled the remaining foot soldiers assigned by the mountain. I guess this is where we should stop. Satoru, do keep guard also. The other Shinkengers will need your leadership for me to succeed in sealing the Gido before they destroy this era, said female Shinken Red. I will, said Boken Red, drawing his golden sword, ready for what was to come. Just then, Flurious leapt from the cavern he was locked in and attacked. He tried to stop the sealing character from being formed, hoping to get a promotion if he gets even one head of a ranger ahead of the others. We will meet again, Satoru. If I kill you, I will be promoted soon enough by the United Alliance of Evil for killing one who's far better than Mac Hartford, that robot dweeb, said Flurious. Don't ban it, Flurious. Let's fight. Attack, said Boken Red, preparing his stance for battle. Boken Red drew his golden sword to battle Flurious one-on-one. One blow after another, Flurious proved himself incompetent compared to his colleagues. Hey, what gives, said Flurious as he was defeated. I guess it's time to say farewell, Flurious, said Boken Red. Boken Red had the advantage and performed the Golden Slash, effectively ending the battle and defeating Flurious. This isn't over yet, said Flurious. After which, he exploded! The sealing character was now complete, closing the cracks that would allow them to only open in 2009. Well, that's one officer of the United Alliance of Evil. Now I hope the others are doing well. But this was an adventure, said Boken Red, looking at Flurious's charred remains. Back to the battlefield, Pink Mask was beating some sense into Gido Red Mask with her fists, as not to hurt him severely. I didn't want to do this, Takaru, but you leave me no choice whatsoever, said Pink Mask. Foolish girl, you're just hurting yourself, said Gido Shinken Red. After a series of beatings, Gido Shinken Red's mind became clearer, and the other Maskmen released their aura power into him, purging the Gido forever, while Shinken Red's team also helped in the meditation. Where am I? Said Red Mask after the spell was broken. He's back! He's back! Said Pink Mask as she embraced him happily. Momoko, I got brainwashed, didn't I? Said Red Mask. Sorry for having hurt you. Oh, I'd probably treat you out, but not before this battle is over. You're back with us. That's important to us, Takaru, said Pink Mask. Now, everyone, the roll call, said Red Mask.
Red Mask! Black Mask! Blue Mask!
Yellow Mask! Pink Mask!
Sentai! Maskman!
Just as planned, the Gido crack was closed and the mist was dying out. No, this cannot be. Everything was going to plan until some interference, said Bladeron, said an angry Red Mask, drawing his masky blade. The Maskmen and Shinken Red's team were seen beating the crap out of the villains. Shinken Pink fought Kyros to regain her honor. Kyros, the answer for your personal property is always no. Chill off and get lost, said Shinken Pink, as she cast an even greater dusk of wind from her fan, sending Kyros away. I guess it's time to heat things up, said Obaru, who was giving Shinken Red too much of a challenge with his blinding speed. Takaru, a gust of wind will help, said Shinken Pink. She also sent a wind to knock Obaru off balance, who was causing trouble to Geki Yellow as well. Thanks, Mako, said Geki Yellow. Geki Yellow then challenged Fumi into a battle to prove herself. She and Yellow Mask can be seen beating the crap out of many foot soldiers in battle. Now it's time for Shinken Red and Red Mask to show what they can do. They both drew their swords to defeat Samurai Doubler once and for all. Red explosions occurred at the background with them, drawing the combination of aura power and Mojikara. Let's face it, Samurai Doubler, it's time for you to pay for all the damage you did through my body, said Red Mask, as his rage burned the aura power around his body. I can't agree with you more, said Shinken Red. You think you can beat me that easily? This will be fun with two Red Rangers of the same name, said Samurai Doubler. Both Red Mask and Shinken Red attacked with their swords. The clash of Mojikara and aura power blasted out Samurai Doubler's power and armor. It's impossible, said Samurai Doubler, who was now stunned. Victory, said Shinken Red and Red Mask, clapping their hands together. Oh, crud, I'm out of water! Oh no, said Samurai Doubler, who was, however, too exhausted to even retreat, and cracks began to form all over his body. I guess now it's time to finish him off, said Red Mask.